Thank you. I will try to be very brief in my presentation because a lot of interesting things already was spoken in this meeting today. Why is the Suez Canal so important? Because about 12% of global trade passes through the almost 120 miles channel, which connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea and provides the shortest link between Asia and Europe. If this channel is cut down, we can take in considerations at least 2 weeks more in navigation area principle. That could lead to at least $9.6 billion of goods each day, around 400 million per hour in losses, for example, which is tremendously high. In this time with increased digitalization, naval systems face a range of threats requiring evaluation of cybersecurity risk and proper countermeasures. Here was not directly related to cybersecurity or to common modern kind of security issues, but was related, at least at this point of analysis, to a complexity and a complex matter of errors, of accumulation of errors. Protection and responses have had limited efficiency in this time, requiring new approaches and maybe a greater adaptability to meet the evolutionary threats in the maritime field. There is a need for new security approaches to detect and prevent threats while building protections against logistic chain attacks, for example. Transport operations and inland activity could be further exploited against different kinds of attacks, including here a modern kind of attacks, including cascading effects in the transport security field. The lack of methods to deal in the pandemic time has led to additional logistic complication with the risk of generating either efficiency or security problems. This type of logistical provocation has various effects in time. Some of them need to be investigated and deeply understood, as older technologies in legacy systems were deployed when actual requirements in maritime and in common modern transport field of activity was not part of the technical specification in the system design at their construction time. In this introductory part, I want to say something about our university profile, because I think it is important to know how the educators in the maritime education training field address this kind of problems. For example, we are starting in last 5 years to design a new approach in good cooperation with IMO requirements. IMO is the International Maritime Organization. We start to organize a different interaction with this organization and with subsequent partners in order to enhance the maritime security, but also the transport security and in the end, the global security. For this, we invested heavily, around 7% of our global investigation funds, in order to be able to find the proper way to address this kind of problems. Well, but if we want to return to the more focused events, we can pinpoint here an initial facts in this accident, in this incident, in fact. As you already know, the complexity of operation of this kind of vessel are tremendously big, because they are owned by someone, operated by another one, and managed by a third party. This kind of activity in global transportation today make the rescue things and recovery operations a little bit complicated. Not complicated in terms of operational things in channel area, but in terms of incident study and the lesson learned in the future. There are a lot of backup plans, for example, in such kind of incidents. We can partially discharge, we can transfer the goods from one ship to another, but this kind of transportation takes a lot of time. We can operate, we can wait to increase the sea level and so on. But none of these methods are proper and are well suited for a normal case.
If it's possible, Professor, to have the last minute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Starting with this kind of incidents, we can think about another critical areas around the globe. You can see here only a few of them. In reality, there are many, because no dangers are narrowed, can be narrowed around one strait and on one channel, because they are interlinked together. You can see here a lot of interesting things. The Suez Canal blockage can lead to a great modification in maritime roads. If we can imagine some blocking in Panama Channel, also will lead to different modification in the global trade. I will try to make just in time at this moment a sort of interaction, a live interaction, right in the Suez Channel, for example, in order to see what are the situation right now. We can observe here a very concentrated group of ships which are waiting for the channel to operate normally, because despite the unblocked ship, the normal operation in this channel area are not easily restored. It will take around 6 days maybe to attend the normal operation influx. Well, we can raise here a lot of questions. We can bring here a lot of problems. But anyhow, I promised in the beginning try to be brief.